Alrighty, welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode number 65. This was discussing the Immortal Kamen Rider special, along with a brand new Kamen Rider series talking about Kamen Rider Skyrider. First, let's talk about the Immortal Kamen Rider. It is, simply put, the final on-screen appearance of Tobisha Tabata. Yes, this is his last appearance. Well, with the exception of an OVA, but last live-action appearance, per se, because for some reason the guy never made an appearance in any of the Kamen Riders after this one. Do not know the reason for it. Was it because he was getting too old? It's possible. Maybe Toei wanted somebody different. That is a possibility when it comes to Kamen Rider. I think, okay, I guess some people really wanted to see someone else be a mentor to the Kamen Riders, so pick somebody else. Mostly put he's here just to tell kids about the first 7 Kamen Riders. And for some reason, he leaves the 3rd Kamen Rider for last. I'm not really sure why. He deals with the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 6th Kamen Riders. And like, wait, what about the 3rd one? And also, for some reason, despite this being 45 minutes, in actuality, it's a lot of stock footage. And I do mean a lot. They even put here a whole freaking movie. Yes. V3's only solo movie he's actually had that wasn't an adaptation of an episode. Yeah. That was simply what they put. They put the entire movie here for some reason. I like the movie, but I didn't need to see it again. So if you take out the movie, the movie itself is like about 20. It's supposed to be a 45-minute special. Take out the movie and take out the stock footage. You got roughly a 15-minute special. Yeah, seriously. And he also details he deals Amazon by showing the figure for Amazon. For stronger, it was basically one of the scripts. Yes, the actual freaking script. For Kamen number 1, it was basically a statue. Number 2, it was a poster. For Rider Man, I believe he actually just randomly brought him up. And of course, he show up basically toward the end, like all the various belts, the first 7 Kamen Riders. And then he shows off a preview of the 8th Kamen Rider, Skyrider. He doesn't take a name, he just comes called Kamen Rider. So we start off basically the main series. Oh, in case you're curious though, what is Skyrider's real name? Hiroshi Tsukabata. Yes, that is his name. His mentor is Midori Kundo. No, that's not. That's not the mentor. I'm trying to think what his name here. Katara Shindo. Yes. This is the guy who... Now, we first see the main character. There's where he's just flying about. Because he loves to fly. Then, of course, his friends are there. And then he sees on the ground, oh, we see like a guy being attacked by these thugs in black garb. And these people are part of the organization goes Neo Shocker. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them because it involves a lot of spoilers related to them. So, we do see him fight the creatures, fight the grunts. And here's the thing, he's not a Kamen Rider yet, and he's already fighting the monsters already. You're probably thinking, when was the last time this happened? Or he had a future, basically he was a Kamen Rider who actually fights the grunts of the series before he becomes a Kamen Rider. The last time officially this happened that I can think of, before he was officially made a Kamen Rider, that I can think of was probably X. I think he was the last known one to do this. Yes, I believe so. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, after saving his life, he, of course, gets wounded while trying to rescue him again. And he tells the monster of the episode, the Chameleon Monster, I request. I like to perform a cyborg operation on him. And Chameleon Monster's like, I don't have authorizations to prove that. And then, of course, we have the first general of Neo Shocker, General Monster, who is, by appearance-wise, heavily based upon General Black. Except this guy's got a full beard, and he looks freaking miserable. He's got, like, stuff under his eyes. He looks like he hasn't slept in a while, but yeah, he's a general, alright. So, he grants the operation in exchange for basically some certain terms. And they transform him. And then eventually he does transform into the Kamen Rider. And I have I got this at a figure this year. At one, I think it was, I'm trying to think, I think it was maybe Carolina this last year. This is what the Skyrider looks like. So basically, they show off the series. These things on the side here, it does something uniquely different from any previous Kamen Riders. Excuse me. Now, he does have motorcycle. He doesn't ride it right. You do see him riding. But the one thing this series loves to do, okay, and you're probably thinking, what are those two levers on the side of his belt for? That allows him to fly. Yes. Skyrider is the first Kamen Rider to officially fly in the air. Not just a quick jump with the motorcycle. He actually freaking flies because he loves flying. So, he fights out basically the monster of the episode, who doesn't get defeated by him. And eventually, of course, basically that the professor becomes president. Yes. Yeah, after the first episode, he becomes basically part of Shudo Hanging Glide Club. Yeah. And he's here for the first 13 episodes. No, seriously. He's here for the first 13 episodes and he's gone. But I won't hear discussing the first 4. Now, the monsters they have for the next 2 episodes are, get this, a spider monster and a bat monster. The bat monster one is overcoming, in the case of this, I think it was the spider one. Yeah, I think, actually, no, it was the bat one. Well, most of the story of that one is the Kamen Rider, you have Tsubosa, where he's trying to have a boy overcome his fear. The spider one is unique in that, well, the guy who becomes basically, the whole thing with this one is also, he gives us a message. This guy who has failed the college again 3 times in a row, it's never explained why. And by the way, the monster of the episode, we actually see him get transformed into his form. Apparently, he was a subject. He was a middle-aged guy, very bulky. Looked like he was a wrestler. Seems like he was very willing to be transformed into a cyborg. Unlike basically the 2 before after him, he volunteers and he sees Kamen like, oh, you must be one of the higher ups. It's like, I'm from the higher ups. Take me to your base. He's like, sure, no problem. He frees the brother, though he doesn't free the other 2 for some reason. Yeah, maybe because mission to save the brother. He was apparently a former high school pitcher. Now, why couldn't he get into college? Well, it's said because he failed the college exam. They really don't go into detail about that. So, despite myself disconfigured the very episode, I do like it though that for the second and third monsters we actually have a nod to the previous ones. Now you might be thinking though, the chameleon monster. Was there a chameleon monster in the original Kamen Rider series? Well, I'm about to answer that question for you. Because the original Kamen Rider series featured, well, shocker, obviously. Let's see. I don't remember if this chameleon monster. But it's strange the fact they start out with the chameleon monster first, then they go with, well, okay, yes, there is a chameleon monster, but let me look up him. He does look a little different per se. Yeah. I would say he's probably the 3rd or 4th chameleon monster to date. Yes, I'd say so. Mm-hmm. Yes. But so far, yeah, in the case of the 4th one, the 4th monster they use for this one, it is a scorpion. Yeah, it's a scorpion monster. You thinking, really? A scorpion monster? Yes. Now, since we have a Scorpion monster, you're probably thinking, okay, was there a Scorpion monster for the original Kamen Rider group? Scorpion? Yes, it was actually the third monster. So, okay, so we're using monster ideas. Oh, you might be curious. So, what does the logo for the Neo Shocker organization look like? The logo looks like this. That's Neo Shocker. And basically, the great leader, when you see him in the series, he mostly appears as like this eyeball. By the way, this is General Monster. Yeah. Well, actually, when it was outfits he wears in the series, but yeah, it reminds me a lot of General Black. Yeah, I can't see it find it, but mostly it was like behind like a skeleton. And by episode 4, they go back to that very room, and the room that, well, that Jarmonto is using gets destroyed, though he gets a brand new room probably for the next episode. But I enjoy this particular start of this one so far. This actually is one I've been very. This is one I've been very much looking forward to so far. I have not been disappointed. It so far with this one, I see a lot of familiarity with this one, where I see it reminds me a lot of the original cover, but not too much per se. For one thing, basically that you'll have the grunts and the monster of the episode chasing after the main character, him getting kidnapped and forced to become a cyborg. Here, he just becomes cyborg because of an axe he suffers. Yep. Oh, and by the way, the only similarity between the Professor and this one and the one from the first one is they picked them, but the thing is, Tagashi, Hugo, the original Kamen Rider, he actually was upset with him for picking him as the Kamen Rider. In the case of Skyrider, he doesn't have an issue with it because he wants to fight, well, Neo Shocker, obviously. Yeah, he has no issue with it. And throughout these episodes, he just referred to as Kamen Rider. Well, wait till you meet the other Kamen Riders, and get yourself a code name. Yeah, but I gotta say, I like the design for it. It's a really cool look for him. Like in the case of his look, it basically is reminiscent of the original look for Kamen Rider. Heck, even the spinner on his belt is basically very reminiscent of the original Kamen Riders. Yeah, I at least got to praise him for basically like the whole point of this Kamen Rider series was to basically. Because they had not been on the air for a few years, they want to go back to basics. Like, okay, fine. So it was like it took the idea of the original Kamen Rider suit, don't and basically keep the similar ideas, but basically integrate more ideas, like the instance of the shoulder pads. Excuse me, that was something that was not there for the original suits. I love the fact that the original belt is a big, huge nod to the first Kamen Riders with the spinning pinwheel in it. And making it fly, that was a really neat choice. But so far, I'm enjoying this. Really good. Okay, so that's a particular review. Next episode's going to be a comic corner, and I'll take a little break for a bit, read some comics, and come back to do more Kamen Rider episodes. Probably about 4 more, okay? Oh, in case you're curious, though, no new anime today. There is nothing released today at all because of New Year's Day. Okay? Next video. Bye.